Does anyone need anything? My employee is off working. I've got things rolling along and I need something to do. Is anyone building up their business that wants some marketing or sales help? Anyone need some ideas? Anyone need some resources? Let me know. No charge. Just looking to help if you're looking for it but don't want to put up a post about it. I've got nothing to do for most of the day for a couple of weeks and I'd like to do something productive to keep my mind going so I don't pick up any wasteful habits with my free time. Hi, I recently wrote a thread about my business idea, you check it. Hi Johnny boy. I'm building my accountability coaching business and I would love to pick your brain how you would market it. Let's start with the monetization side. You do the coaching yourself? How does it work? Explain the sales pitch to me. Then we can move into the attention side of the business and how you get people into your funnel. These people aren't going online, so how the hell are they going to find your site? They are dinosaurs. They will get old, die, and when people with an understanding of technology take over the agricultural industry in your area, they'll all use Indeed to hire people and your service won't be needed. Web marketing consulting business sole proprietorship, focused on content creation, editorial calendars, managing a community, etc. Most customers are recently founded or brand new businesses. Selling coaching in stacks of 1, 3, 6 or 9 hours. Hours are scheduled one by one. Most often after one coaching session is done we book the next one. Also selling books they don't really sell though. Got multiple newsletters going on. About 2,000 people. Running a 23k members female entrepreneur group on FB, selling ads on the group weekly at $150 a week. I feel like we could sell way more, currently expecting $30,000 for 2019. We're charging $100 or hour for consulting. We're providing value non-stop. Participating in the group a lot too, but we're trying not to spam the group considering we do not allow others to advertise their business either, unless they bought an ad. Any tips on scaling? Girlfriend owner is not keen on hiring or contracting yet as she feels the business is not big enough. I believe she could scale faster if someone else would take care of some things by following a SOP. Alright, given that you're bored, let's throw some ideas around. I jot down a bunch of business ideas all the time, but rather than to hoard them deep in my notes somewhere they may never see the light of day, I'd much rather share them with others. If anything, we can poke holes at where it couldn't work and shoot it down. If it has real merits, out there can potentially benefit from this. Which is still better than these ideas dying alone in the notebooks. Here's one I've been thinking about, but I can't fully get the story to hold. Let's chat about it and see if it has any legs. In a nutshell, this is an app that would connect workout buddies. There's an idea like this out there called Gymder, but this model differs from it. It's about connecting people that work out frequently with beginners at prices cheaper than typical personal training. Let's call the fit person the bro, and the beginner, let's call him the noob. The bro works out every day or other day anyway. He could buddy up with a noob doing his normal workouts, for a small extra cost the noob brings to the table. Noob pays for a bro friend at the gym and learns from his workouts, and the bro gets a nice bone thrown his way without having to change his current plans. He works out every day anyway. Noob jumps in on machine doing the same exercises while bro is resting, and they rotate as one-to-one gym buddies. Okay, I think this explains the idea. Now for the revenue model, ideally, your platform would also serve to schedule the noob and the brothers' time together, which would provide a degree of control and management of the services rendered. In this position, you could command a percentage of all hours or bro sessions booked. This is impractical, because what's to hold the bro and the noob from making their own arrangements after they link up once? Unless the percentage is low enough that the added convenience of scheduling through this app is worth their whatever percentage you're asking. Another way to possibly extract value would be to charge a service fee for each connection. This service fee would be paid from the bro's first session with the noob. This is the convenience or finder's fee for connecting the noob and the bro. Whatever arrangement they make beyond that is theirs. How or what else could be done here? Just having fun with this idea, but I really like the sound of connecting these two groups. The fit dude is super passionate, and can genuinely help a noob for cheap, and there's endless brothers and noobs out there. Are you getting the consulting work from that Facebook group? Or from somewhere else? Yes, but there are also young person. Maybe this project could create a cooperation between city and become a reference point in my area. Johnny, what would you tell a novice about early stage validation and landing pages? Dang. I thought you was going to the concession stand. I was going to tell you to get me a hot dog and a Dr. Pepper. I need help optimizing my cloud hosting costs. JK, I don't want anyone else to suffer this lol. Advertise as a personal training service, create some made-up personal training qualification and give it to people who sign up with your company as the trainers. Have a subscription service that they pay via credit card to you for and take a fee off the top, but make any refunds come out of the trainer's income since it's their responsibility to keep customers happy. Why make it cheap? Make it profitable as hell. I love the idea. Make it and with a personal trainer yourself to try it out. Make a website with a solid one-page layout, advertise on Craigslist making it look like a personal training platform to find great trainers in their area, hook them up with the best personal trainer out there lol and then get busy seeing it yourself where potential problems might come up. Then, get the app made. Hire on a wannabe personal trainer and give them your certification and get them clients. Make it a low-effort thing that any gym bro can sign up for. Dude, did you hear you can get paid to go to the gym and help people that suck at lifting? Holy shit bro, that sounds sick. What's the app called? And that's how you grow it. Then, your trainers sign contracts when they sign up terms and conditions. And your customers pay for subscriptions so the money goes straight to you and then to the trainer's brothers. You'll need an app, 2 websites, one for your app and another for the certification that your trainers have, and that's all. Start with being the trainer yourself and this could be a mini Uber type business that brings in a few million. Anyone who needs to find workers goes on Craigslist or Indeed or any other job site. I must be missing something because I don't see how it helps anyone. Hi Johnny boy, I'm in the infancy stages as the single salesperson for my B2B company that provides value to businesses by way of savings them on recurring expenses by way of utilizing our product. Think along the lines of saving on monthly phone or internet. Forgive the purposeful vagueness, hopefully you are still able to lend some advice and thoughts. Yes. Do it. Validate the idea and have a landing page. Are you asking how to do it or how to make a landing page? Depends on the industry and what you'll be doing for your business. So, Dream. It's a bot that negotiates lower bills for free. I'm about to do some old-fashioned direct marketing, but wants to keep track of the sales data. How do I go about that the easiest way? I'm in the steam cleaning car wash industry, in many ways similar to your lawn care company. What kind of valuable content can I produce? In this aspect my biggest inspiration is Salt Ibe, who makes it sexy to be a butcher. Look him up, thanks. I'm co-founding a local soccer club under a 501c3. We're talking to local bars to sponsor us, in exchange for bringing in people after the game. We're still brainstorming are there ways to get donations. Thoughts? Go ask small local businesses in your neighborhood to help for free marketing. Say I will make all the computer work, I will show you everything you need in the future. Here is the cost of printing. I just need to build more experience. You will be surprised. Everybody needs marketing, but most of all, people who don't know how to use a computer. For example, your local bakery, car mechanic, local grocery store. These people need marketing help for cheap. These are people who cannot use Microsoft Paint. Your company is location dependent, which means your primary focus should be getting attention locally. Your company needs to become locally famous. I've posted about how local business can advertise for free by hosting a party and getting other businesses to pay for it. Go to the local venue that can hold 200 to 500 people and get a quote for an event. Go to local businesses and tell them you'll get them 200 people to meet with and advertise to for an evening, getting them local exposure. Get them to pay you $100, $200 or so. Get enough businesses to cover the cost. Go to every church, school, etc. and advertise a free community celebration with food and music. Pay for the event with the money from local businesses. Advertise your own business for free and be locally known as the party guy who has a steam cleaning car wash business. Then, host a podcast and invite local influencers on your show to talk about all things in your area. Chop up the content into short videos and have them post it on their Instagram pages, and you'll post the content on yours. You'll get them more attention as well as siphon off a bit of their local audience members, and you'll get free advertising that way. Make sure you've got a Google My Business listing on the Maps section. Make sure you're on Craigslist. I would get a phone list and send ringless voicemails to all of the phone number in my town, and it costs like $6 a message. Totally worth it. I wouldn't waste a dime on mailing out postcards or that stuff. Try out the local party idea as well, except mark it up a bit and get more businesses to come so you can actually take some money for the non-profit. Go to businesses and ask people for donations to raffle off, and they can buy sponsorships for sign space on the field or something. My old college baseball team raised like $30,000 in one night from a dinner and auction. That was a community college. Haha, I realize the difficulty in asking for suggestions without being willing to completely divulge the exact nature of the business. Let me try to be more creative. My business sells a one-time product that allows the user to realize recurring savings, kinda like the old Scramblers cable boxes from the 90s, only completely legal. Hey, Johnny is a starter. I'd like to raise money to start my journey, and I was wondering how would you do that knowing that you literally have nothing? What advice can you give me? I already had answer about it, but it's good to have different answers. While I agree, this is probably a country that does not use Craigslist or Indeed. Why does it not use Craigslist or Indeed? Because in the poster's own thread, he or she says it is a country where technology is behind. This is a perfect example of why this site should make the profile at least tell the country a poster is in. If they don't choose to put their country, they can be a lurker until they choose to tell us what country they are in. Not just this poster but lots of posters. Sorry, but I don't understand. What do you mean? I only asked for an hand. I don't have an ulterior motive. From my point of view, the fact that people in the city where I born are not in step with technology, is a point in favor to my idea, is a lack that I could fill. But this doesn't mean that these people doesn't know internet or what a PC is, but they don't know website such Indeed yet. Where are you then? Bari, in the south of Italy near Taranto. See, that makes all the difference in what he might answer. I don't know much about Italian agriculture, but here's all I can say. If you want to start a job finding website for your area, make it like the popular ones in America. That will be very hard, so I hope you've got some really good developing skills. Also, if these farmers are not on the internet often, they won't start now unless you first tell them in person to go to your website or something. I don't know how badly they need a service like what you're saying, since I have no idea about that market. With that said, you know 100x more than I do about that market, so I would say to just trust your gut. I'm not very helpful in that scenario. I could use some help. Do you speak a second language? I could use some help to translate my book. If not, I have a lot going on that I can use some help with. Definitely can't help with that. Lol. Okay, do you have any ideas to make any of these apps viral? The same exact way as every other successful game app is doing on the App Store. Just little mini ads that pop up in other games. Prohibitive budget for that kind of stuff. Ads are profitable or not profitable. What does prohibitive mean to you? Consulting work comes from the group, referrals from past customers, the podcast we're running, the blog's traffic. Cannot identify the main magnet right now as the pixel wasn't really set up last year. We'll get better metrics this year. I'll check to find the main source. In regards to scaling, are you too busy consulting people at $100 or hour? I would stop charging people hourly and just tell them the total price and why it's worth it, then deliver on it. People get scared from hourly rates. If I told my consulting customer from a while back up front that I charged $500 an hour, then she would shit bricks and hang up the phone. But we didn't talk much about price, and I just helped her build a game plan over the phone about how to grow her accounting firm, and she sent me $1,000. It was just a 2-hour phone call. She thinks it was a steal because the conversation wasn't my hourly lawyer level cost, but it was about how much more money she's going to make because of me. So perhaps you can find a way to increase the price of your services easily without doing much different. Just changing how they perceive the value of your time. For example, my lawn care company. If I say we charge $60 an hour, they think that's expensive. But if they pay $225 a month for 12 months and we visit 18 times a year and spend an hour and a half at the property each visit, they don't mind at all. But that comes out to $100 an hour. The customer rarely does the math right there and figures out your hourly rate, but if you can deliver the perception of value efficiently, you can make a lot more money. Keep building up the community. Don't you need at least to $1,000 just to even begin testing different ads, A or B split testing, stuff like that? I just don't have that kind of cash for experimenting. I'm trying guerrilla marketing instead at the moment. Seems almost too simple when you put it that way. Great stuff, man. This is all practical and actionable advice. You're on fire. Hi Johnny boy, I'd love to have you take a look at our website and let me know what you think, but we're in the process of changing up a whole bunch of stuff at the moment, and our new website rollout won't be for around 3 to 4 weeks. We are a wholesale textile distributor, based out of Vancouver, Canada, and sell towels, linens, bedding, bathrobes, and other products. Our customers include hotels, vacation rental owners and property managers, gyms, salons, spas, etc. We also do a lot of custom embroidered products. Our main market is wholesale, and we have a good mix of smaller wholesale Airbnb owners, smaller lodges, mom and pop salons, gyms, etc., as well as what we call our private banking clients, hotel groups, vacation rental property management companies, boutique hotels and high-end resorts. For the larger clients, who bring in the majority of our income, their annual linen budgets average $40,000 to $100,000. My husband and I both do direct sales, call, email, set up meetings, follow up, and have done pretty well there. Although it does require travel for meetings, and it's harder to do indirect marketing to these clients because they usually have well-established vendor relationships and they haven't heard of us until we call them. However, when we land a new customer in this range, they are usually pretty loyal, as they are used to getting average customer service and slow lead times. For the smaller wholesale market, these guys find us through our website or word of mouth, and come to us looking for what they need. As our website has gotten more traction since we redid it last year, we've gotten a lot more of these types of clients, and while they're definitely profitable, they can require the same amount of time input as a client that is 10x larger. Because we know there is market need, we want to put more focus on growing with these customers, and to be able to do that without just making a bunch more work for ourselves, we are working on simplifying our ordering process and adding an online e-commerce store for wholesale customers. Up until now you could purchase a few of our products for retail pricing on our website, but to order at wholesale pricing you had to contact us directly via phone or email, which was great until we got busier. Sorry for the long backstory, but hopefully it gives you some context. Mostly what I'd love your feedback on right now, since our website is still under development, is how to best reach these smaller wholesale customers en masse once our online store is up and running. We get a fair amount of organic search traffic, and plan on improving our SEO by adding some more content blog posts about choosing towels, linens, thread count, etc., as well as having a go at email marketing campaigns we were looking at using MailChimp. Any advice here? Again, the customers we are going after, I would say a decent amount are using Google to find products similar to ours, and others might not be, as they're used to purchasing sheets and such from Amazon or even department stores. A hug. I have a website I just started which is to teach the few knowledge gained on my journey to the. Basically it's to talk about money and lessons from ideas, monies, books, etc. It's not niche specific, as I think everybody needs to know those stuffs. The challenge now is that I have about 60% bounce rate and my close group ain't giving me a honest review of the website. I would appreciate if you can take a few to look through and highlight what you feel is wrong and what I should change or improve on. Thank you, Johnny boy. My target market is solo entrepreneurs. I do the coaching myself. Together with my client we set a SMART goal, have it clear why this goal is important, and set a commitment. The client makes a schedule what he will do each week to reach that goal. Every week we do a check-in, a 20-minute call, to see what went well and what went wrong. Next to the goal itself we will check if everything is okay with health, sleep, friends, relationship, to remove any obstacles. The sales pitch. Move towards your goal. Stop feeling overwhelmed. Stop procrastinating. It is time to have an accountability coach that challenges you. As a solo entrepreneur it is easy to get lost in the day-to-day tasks. It is time to change that. Do you want to feel motivated, be proud of yourself and see what you are capable of? Let's set a challenge together that brings you closer to your goal. I help you focus, hold you accountable and track your progress. Monetization. In the future I want to monetize it by making it a membership website where people can track their goals, support each other, get books, courses and do group coaching. Don't you think that they need more than a motivational coach? I mean, you're just going to tell them to not stop and keep going? Am I right? Or do I have misunderstand? Website says all prices are in Canadian dollars, so it could have a Canadian dollar by the prices. I thought it was a mistake because that's what I'm used to seeing. Just my opinion. Some interesting tactics I think you could use. Creating an affiliate partnership with popular content creators that make content for people running their Airbnb. You need to attract decision makers in the B2B world of resorts and hotels. You could start a travel show where you showcase other hotels and vacation destinations on a YouTube show and try to make it a very high-quality show. Think of something the travel network would produce and then interview the hotel owners as you showcase their business. Then the topic of linen supply comes up off camera and you just landed a huge hotel client who you'd never talk to otherwise since they're too hard to reach with a sales call. If you want we could talk more about this and give you a solid blueprint on how to go about this because I see you doing very well. Also, in a product business it should involve very little work once the orders are placed, so creating a smoother process to handle the volume of smaller orders should be a priority as well. It's just terribly awful. Wipe it away from the internet. It's more than just motivation. Personally, I see motivation as you can do this. It's accountability coaching. What I do is, I help people get clear on their goal. Make sure it's measurable and that it has a clear deadline. Then I help them break it up in small tasks. With the weekly accountability check-in, I make sure that they are doing the tasks they set out to do. It's about improving productivity, focus and seeing progression. I am currently in process of creating a recruitment agency. How would you attract customers or companies to start a cooperation with us? Some other ideas than cold calling? What would you do to build a trust? Additionally, could you provide some useful resources or books to improve my knowledge in this subject: marketing, selling? What do you use to generate your mega menu? Also, the no right-click feature only hurts your customers. These things do nothing to stop other people from copying your content. Lol, thanks for your honest feedback. I would keep it, practice with it and show you again sometime. As one who holds events, I can say this post is gold. Very doable. I just can't go to churches and schools with my cannabis events. Hi Johnny Boy and all the great people here in the forum. I'm transforming my software development business to get it to fast lane. And there are so many things I'd like to have feedback on, but it would take ages. So I'll begin with a very specific issue, which basically means, when should I send a customer FK the hell off? I made a software update project for an old-time customer. They've been using my software for over 10 years, which they approved. I got it, meaning I asked €800 for something that was worth at least 5 times as much. I did almost the same software update for 10 other businesses, but I hadn't considered some specificities of this particular customer. As it was totally my fault, I still delivered everything, for the agreed price. During this time, the customer was constantly complaining about how much time this was taking, calling me up to 3 times a day, even when I explained that I was working much more because of their specificities. Instead of 30 days, I delivered in 45. Now, 4 months after delivery, they asked assistance for a bug that came out while using the software. As they hadn't paid yet, I told them I wouldn't give any assistance before receiving the full payment. They promptly paid same day, and I fixed the bug. Now after 5 more days, they want more assistance, for a feature that I delivered over 7 years ago. This update would probably take 10 or 20 minutes to solve, plus 15 minutes to install. I'm totally fed up. I feel I cannot guarantee my software after the 12-month guarantee I always include in any contract I make. But many of my customers understand that any bug should be addressed for free forever. In particular for this customer, I don't want to deliver this for free at all, and I don't really care if I lose them. My thinking was applying a fixed amount, let's say €70. So here's where I'd be grateful for feedback. 1. I'm not perfect, and underestimate a project. How can I avoid finding myself in the same spot of working basically for free? 2. Some customers are not willing to pay a fixed monthly amount after delivery. How can I still avoid working for free when they have a problem with the software after the first 12 months? Would you include the fixed amount I mentioned before in any new contract? 3. How do you decide you've had enough? For example, 4 months delay in payment, rude behavior. How do you address those? The delay in payment is also partially due to a culture problem we have in Italy. Some people consider normal to be late in payments here, but 4 months is really a bit too much. Personally, I both hate it and find it totally unethical. 4. This is a bit more philosophical. How do you decide the right balance between giving value and requiring a fair compensation? Thanks for taking the time to read this, and for your feedback. May I jump in? 1. Charge more always. It's tough to increase the fixed price if you can't provide a strong reason that the customer would understand, but raising prices would average out those ups and downs. 2. Yes, paid support after 12 months sounds fine. You're not charging monthly, so that's pretty reasonable. 3. One way would be to charge 50% upfront, show the results afterward and deliver only after full payment. Not sure if that can work in Italy though. 4. Hope that Johnny would answer it too. For me, it's about time. I would give the most value I can if it won't take too much time completely for free, and even more if it still doesn't take too long compared to the paid work. Fixing bugs for free is normal for me, but not adding features, even small ones. I also try to spend more time on the estimate phase until both I and the client see how the software would work. That adds a ton of value up front and pays out with more accurate estimates, and I include the estimate phase in the invoice too. Of course, thanks for your suggestions. I'm not familiar with your industry, so I don't know if this is an appropriate suggestion, but if possible I would let clients know ahead of time that payment is to be made prior to final delivery or installment of the system. It's amazing how unmotivated people can become to pay for services or products that they've already received. I sell goods, not services, but I hate getting jerked around for payment, so I usually only offer terms to larger customers who have been vetted and underwritten by our insurance company, who is a much greater threat than our own small business. Wow, that's a great idea. My gym friends are always looking to buy another protein, but being short on cash. They would love to become the bro and earn while gymming. I think it will generate a totally new market for new generation trainers with their ratings like Yelp. Later you can monetize your app in so many ways. Offer people certified trainers, proteins, machines. Hell, open your own line of gyms. Hi, I have a reference app which is in a healthcare niche. It has around 15% of the market using it. Currently it's free, as I was helping to build up the user base and then charge the companies whose products are listed there a fee, but they don't want to bite. Any ideas on going forward? The companies are selling on your app. Charge the fee to the customer when they buy it. The transaction has to occur on your app. That's part of control. Thanks for quick reply. The healthcare provider orders a free trial of the product for their patient to see if it's suitable. If it is, the patient then buys through the healthcare provider or even online. So the app helps the healthcare provider select the correct product for the patient, rather than order it. Give them a better advertising rate than they are getting comparatively somewhere else. No free lunches. They will pay. They have no choice. They want to sell their products. You just aren't willing to turn off their leads without payment. If you're actually sending them business, they will bite. It must be my limited mindset, but I don't see the leverage I have in this position. They are already getting free leads from me. If I remove them from my app, my users will just look up their info online or using older school reference books. My app makes it quicker and easier though. You do have leverage. You're in control of your application, thus, you're able to decide who is and isn't on the application. If they're not willing to pay for your free leads, then kick them off. I'm sure others will be more than willing to have customers come their way. Hey. Not sure if you still got the time for answering this thread, as you said you had 2 weeks when you started this thread. Anyway, if you do, would be great if you could help me with one doubt. I'm about to start my online marketing agency, already started with some things as the domain and stuff, but my question is, I'm pretty sure I should pick one, as I've read that it's the best in every thread or course about it, but I don't know how should I pick it. I have some clues like going for industries with a lot of money or not fancy niches, but I'm thinking a lot and it's being very difficult to come up with a decision. Thank you. By the way, I'm starting my progress thread very soon. So I'll ask for a bit of advice. I've started a very promising side hustle. I'm learning it from a guy who recently sold his six-figure-a-month agency. It involves 1. Getting local business clients mostly through cold email, which is working surprisingly well. 2. Getting information from them and setting up marketing campaigns in custom software. 3. Actually running the campaigns during the day, in which I have to respond to texts from the leads using the software, not my personal phone. The problem is I have a day job that I really can't quit right now. 4. Kids and a lot of financial obligations. I may be able to quit within a year, or sooner if I make a boatload of money from the business. But not yet. I can do the first 2 steps outside of my day job, but not the third one. I'll take some time off work to run some during the next week or so, but need to find someone to run them after that. I hope to learn the processes well enough to systematize and teach them to someone else. Where can I find a competent person who can run marketing campaigns during normal US business hours? A VA is possible, but they need really good written English. They have to understand jargon people use while texting in the US. A sharp stay-at-home mom would be ideal, but I'm not sure where to find one. Any ideas? If this really takes off, I can pay someone well, but I'm only doing free 7-day trials right now to build case studies, so I'm on a tight budget.